Fire in the hole, let's cook some pork. Stay tuned. So what I got going here today is I've got a pork tenderloin, that's this piece, kind of a dark piece, and a pork loin, which is kind of the light piece. And we're going to cut these up and get them in the bag and marinate them. I'm going to cut this one into 3 pieces. I'm going to cut that piece off there. I'm going to cut this piece. I think I want to make that into 3 pieces like that. I want to cut that pork tenderloin up like that. That's going to allow for more surface for the marinade. And there's my pork tenderloin. Now let's cut up my pork loin. I think I'm going to cut that into 4 pieces. I'm going to cut it in half. That away. And then I'm going to cut it in half. Get that paper off there. In fact, get the paper out of here altogether. We don't need the paper. That was just to soak up some of that pork juice. And I'm going to cut it in half again this way. My pork loin. So we've got the tenderloin and the loin of pork in the bag. Whoops. Okay, it's alright. Everything's alright. Get that in the bag. And that's to make, like I said, to expose more meat surface to the marinade. The marinade is going to be a very citrusy marinade, but a very kind of a, it's definitely got a, how would you say, Latin, Spanish kind of a influence to it. They call this Yucatan pork. I got this recipe from Chef John at Food Wishes, but he said he didn't even know if it was truly Yucatan pork or not. And I tend to believe him because he didn't do any research and neither did I. But I wiped my cutting board off with some Clorox disinfectant wipes. That's what I wipe my jars off with as well. Anyway, into the bag for the marinade. I hope you can see that. We're going to start out with some Slap Ya Mama. Now, Slap Ya Mama is salt, pepper, garlic, and cayenne pepper. So if you didn't have Slap Your Mama, you'd want to put salt, pepper, garlic, and cayenne pepper. And I want to put a good bit of that in there, about 2 tablespoons of Slap Your Mama in there. Then I'm going to put some oregano, and if you have Mexican oregano, that's even better, but about a tablespoon of oregano leaves. That's good stuff. Now for pork, you want some cumin. And cumin is a very strong spice, so I recommend you only use about a teaspoon at the most of cumin. Okay, got the cumin. Got some smoked paprika to give it a little color. About a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Okay. And some onion powder for a little flavor. About a tablespoon of onion powder in there. And here's the kicker of the recipe. This is ground annatto. Annatto is a kind of a pepper that it's got this beautiful red color, but it's not really very hot. They call it annatto molido. But it brings a beautiful color to the pork. It's going to color it more than flavoring it. It's more for color than flavor. We're going to put about a good 2 tablespoons of annatto in there, because we want to color that pork up. Okay, got that done. Wipe my hands off a little bit. Those Clorox wipes are what I use to clean everything with. You don't usually get to see that because it's usually off camera, but today you got to see me clean everything with Clorox wipes. Okay, now this is a very citrusy marinade, so what we're going to start out with is 1 navel orange that we're going to cut in half and squeeze all that orange juice in there. All the juice of 1 navel orange. Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. I'm going to get that all juiced up in there, and I'm going to throw the rind right in there with it, and the same for the other side of the navel orange. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. That's what the old man says. Yeah, baby. So Next we got 2 lemons. I really don't have to show you this, but I kind of like doing it. I'm going to squeeze 2 lemons out in there. Juice of 2 lemons, a very citrusy and satisfying marinade. Lemons, limons. 1. Okay, 2. 2 lemons. Alright, squeeze that in there. Oh yeah, that lemon juice cleans your hands off too, you know. There you go. Alright, and last but not least, 2 limes. Gonna cut those limes up. Squeeze them up in there. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? All those colors in there. All that good lime juice, lemon juice. That one lime didn't get squeezed good enough. I need to get more aggressive with it. Maybe put my knife in there and really get that juice out of there. But have no fear, we will get it done. Okay, 1 more lime to round out this Yucatan grilled pork. And this is a real easy recipe. Once you get past the marinade, we're just going to grill this. We're going to let this marinate all night in this beautiful citrusy marinade. And then we're going to just grill it on direct heat tomorrow, right on the fire. It's going to take no time at all. But we want to let it sit in this bag overnight. Let those flavors get into that meat, all that annatto. You want to mix it all up good, refrigerate it overnight. And tomorrow we'll come back and we'll grill everything up. Ain't that pretty? That's a beautiful looking tropical marinade, Yucatan pork. So we don't know if it's really Yucatan pork or not, but we're calling it Yucatan pork. And you see what went in it, all the spices and all. And that's going to marinate overnight. Tomorrow we're going to come back and cook it, so stay tuned. Okay, my marinated pork bits are done. What we're going to do is we threw the citrus out, discarded that. We're going to take the pork bits out of the bag and put them on some paper towels to dry them off a little bit. We just want to kind of sop that citrusy marinade off of them, because we don't want to put the wet pork on the grill or they'll stick, or they're going to stick no matter what we do. But we're going to minimize it. We want to try to minimize the stickage, if you will. Stickage, is that even a word? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to pat that stuff clean. That beautiful pork with that annatto on there. Looks good, doesn't it? What I'm going to do now is, once I get it patted down a little bit, get somewhat dried off, we're going to throw some, what else? Sang stir-fry oil. How about that? You weren't expecting that, were you? Sang stir-fry oil all over that meat. That'll help it not stick on the grill. And even though it's already got that beautiful annatto powder all over, we're going to put a little bit more on there, just for the hell of it, just for the halibut. A little bit more annatto. Why not? Now we're going to put these directly on the hot coals. As soon as they get them on there, I'll show you what that looks like. Let me just get them on the hot coals. This is going to take not even a minute to cook on the hot fire. Nice pieces of pork. Pork loin and pork tenderloin. We've got it all. Let me show you what that looks like. And there it is. I'm going to stand here a while, watch them cook. Not going to take long. And one of the reasons we cut them the way we did was so that we could turn them and get a nice sear on all sides, like so. See that? How about them grill marks, baby? Oh yeah, look at that. Looking good. Oh yes. Oh yeah. That one not so much. Those other ones got a nice grill mark on them. Maybe we got the hot fire in the wrong place. That one's got a nice mark on it. And that one's got a nice mark on it. Looking good. So yeah, let's move these around a little bit. It won't take long to cook. Even though it's pork, It won't take long to get these cooked through. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So let me get them cooked up. We'll plate them up and garnish them, and I'll get a beer and we'll taste them. So stay tuned. Okay, my pork is done. We're going to garnish it with some pickled onions that I made, pickled red onions, just like Chef John did with his. And these are real easy to make. All you got to do is slice up some red onions, put them in some white vinegar with some pickling spice and some salt, leave them in the fridge overnight, and you got this beautiful garnish for your pork. Gonna dump some of that on there. Don't that look good? And then we got some fresh cilantro we're gonna dump on there to give it a green color, because you know that's how the food police roll. Don't that look good? Damn, yes, it looks good. All right, I gotta take a taste of that, but before I do that, I gotta drink a beer. Let me get my beer over here. If I had a place to put my other stuff, that would be great. Okay, here's today's beer. Let me move my plate away and get the beer. Don't that look good? Here's today's beer. Today's beer is this. And the not so frosty root boy mug, I've got a Florida brewed shipyard blood orange. Now, I'm having this against my better judgment because I've never had a good beer from Shipyard. Even though they're in Florida, I've tried the melon head, I've tried the pumpkin head, I've tried the apple head. I didn't like any of them, but let's see how this, okay. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I've had a couple of other blood orange beers, like the best one is Funky Buddha. And the next best one is Dogfish Head. And if you look at it, it's got the wrong color. First off the bat, wrong color, Shipyard. It's supposed to be orange. No head, very little carbonation, kind of cloudy, so it must be unfiltered. All right, well, what are you gonna do? We're gonna sniff it anyway. Take the sniff of it. That smells okay. Smells okay. Smells like an IPA. Can't really detect any blood orange in there, but let's take a taste of it anyway. Let's quaff. There's no froth to quaff, Roll. Let's quaff it anyway. It's not too bad, considering it's a Belgian style. It says Belgian style, 12 ounces, 5.1 alcohol by volume, Shipyard, blood orange, Belgian style blood orange. I don't know. It's not an IPA. It's a Belgian style beer, and it's not great. Not great. It's okay though. It's better than the pumpkin head and better than the melon head. I can tell you that right now. Let me get my beautiful plate over here. Look at those beautiful pickled onions, and let me get a taste of this. I'm gonna take a taste of this pork loin. This is the pork tenderloin. Don't that look good? Look at that. Let's take a taste of that. Oh, that's excellent. I know I say that every time, but the citrus marinade really sets it off, and those pickled onions are delicious. Delicious. That is excellent. I'm loving it. Chef John, you hooked me up with another winner. Chef John from Food Wishes, ladies and gentlemen. Original recipe. Anyway, that's my video. You know what I always say. If you like this crap, please subscribe. That's right here. Please subscribe. If you don't, go over and see my buddy Lyle over at No Hippie Barbecue. Lyle, I don't know what to say about Lyle. Just thinking about it makes me laugh. No Hippie. That's what he calls himself, No Hippie. You know what? I think deep in his heart, he would like to be a hippie. But he's not. He's not. He's a good guy though. Go check him out, Lyle. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer, that's for sure. And this Shipyard blood orange Belgian is not great, but it's not as bad as the pumpkin head, and it's not as bad as the melon head. And it's not as bad as the Applehead or any of their other beers. But anyway, yeah, come back next week. We might not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. Go see Lyle. Subscribe to me. I have about 200 subscribers shy of having 5,000. And when we get to 5,000, we're going to have a big giveaway, a big contest. Not a contest, but a giveaway. So yeah, you're going to want to be here for that, right? That might happen in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So don't miss an episode of the Root Boy Cooks, okay? Bye!